Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still playing out this short-term cool-off from those overbought territories, while Ethereum is now forming a new pattern in the shorter term that we need to pay attention to. So I'll be talking about that later in the video. Definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a really quick update here on the 4-day Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still within this larger bullish trend. If you're looking at the larger timeframes, we're obviously still seeing significant higher lows and higher highs. But with that being said, obviously, we have not yet seen a confirmed breakout above around 31,000 with a weekly candle close, which means as of right now, that resistance at approximately 31,000 is still the important resistance to pay attention to. And now, if you're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, once again, the price of Bitcoin is still running into this important resistance going up towards around 31,000. And as of right now, and as I've also said in recent videos here on the channel, we do actually have a small bearish divergence currently playing out on the daily time frame, because we do have confirmed higher highs in the daily candle closes in the price action, while also confirming slightly lower highs in the daily Bitcoin RSI. And so what this basically means is that we're due to see reduced bullish momentum in the imminent shorter term, which means we should not really be expecting a significant move to the upside, at least in the shorter term here. So once again, as I've been saying almost every day over the last 2 weeks or so, ever since this daily Bitcoin RSI entered into overbought territories, we are still due to see a bit of a short-term cool-off from all of that bullish price action, meaning we're likely going to see either some more choppy sideways price action in the shorter term or potentially a slight pullback. Because as you can see here, both sideways price action and bearish price action can help to reset the RSI back down towards more neutral levels. And obviously, as we are now seeing as expected, the RSI is now resetting further back down towards more neutral levels, which is now giving the Bitcoin price some more room to the upside if we eventually continue on with the larger bullish trend and confirm a breakout above around 31,000. So once again, for potentially the next few days, we're still due to see a bit more of a short-term cool-off due to this small bearish divergence currently playing out. But this is helping to reset the RSI down towards more neutral levels, which obviously is now giving the price more room to the upside. And obviously, if this continues over the next few days, then we will potentially have even more room to the upside if we eventually continue on with this larger bullish trend, which as of right now has not been invalidated. And as for the daily Bitcoin MACD, as I mentioned in my last video on the channel, this is now crossing in the bearish direction, and this new bearish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD has now been confirmed with a daily candle close. But with that being said, it is still showing relatively low momentum, at least in the shorter term, compared to some of these previous moves, which basically means we shouldn't necessarily expect a massive crash to the downside, and instead we're likely going to see once again either some choppy sideways price action or potentially a slight pullback in the shorter term. And as always, it is important to understand the difference between the short term and the longer term. So for example, just because we might see a small pullback in the shorter term, that does not necessarily mean the larger bullish trend is over, because obviously we saw these previous short-term bearish trends within the larger bullish trend. And now, if we do end up continuing this short-term cool-off potentially over the next few days, and then eventually confirm a breakout above 31,000 with confirmation like a weekly candle close well above 31,000, then in that case, the next important level that I'll be watching is sitting at around 37,000 based on these Fibonacci extensions. But if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 3-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is currently experiencing a perfect bounce from this area of support, which I've been talking about for a while now on this channel. And so once again, this short-term area of support is still sitting in between around 29.9k to 30.1k. And as you can see here, if you're looking at the 3-hour candle closes, we saw pretty much a perfect bounce from that 29.9k level. So at least for now, this is still the short-term area of support to pay attention to at the time of recording this video. But if we do actually confirm a break back below around 29.9k, then in that case, that would potentially signal more of a short-term bearish trend, kind of like what we saw back here, for example. But at least for now, at the time of recording this video, considering the fact that the price of Bitcoin is still trading above this area of support, as of right now, we're still basically in a choppy sideways price range in between this support and these resistance levels. First of all, we have a bit of resistance right here in between around 30.8k to 31k, and above that we also have this short-term level of resistance at around 31.3k. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video. This is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is still holding slightly above this important area of support, which is sitting in between around 1770 to 1820. And as for the larger multi-month long bullish trends that we've seen from around $1,000 back in November last year, technically speaking, this is still currently intact because we're still seeing significant higher lows and higher highs in the price of ETH. But if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators right now, these are looking relatively neutral. First of all, the daily Ethereum RSI has just formed a new slightly lower low in the shorter term, while it is also technically still sitting in higher highs, which means basically as of right now, it's relatively neutral as it is around the middle of the RSI, around that 50 level. And if you're looking at the daily Ethereum MACD, this is now crossing bearish at the time of recording this video. But with that being said, we still have a relatively low momentum, at least in the shorter term, which once again means we should not really be expecting a significant move to the downside or to the upside anytime soon in the imminent short term. Instead, we should be expecting mild price action. And now staying on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, looking at the Fibonacci retracement tool from swing low to swing high. Here on the logarithmic scale, we have the 23.6% Fibonacci level of support sitting at around 1820. So once again, that 1820 level should be important support to pay attention to. And the next important support based on these Fibonacci levels is the 38.2% Fibonacci level of support, which is sitting at around 1640 approximately, exactly where we saw this previous low. And now if you're taking a look at the 12-hour ETH to US dollar chart, once again, as I've been saying since all the way back up here, we do have this 12-hour bearish divergence currently active, which basically means we should not really be expecting any bullish momentum in the shorter term, and instead we should be expecting either some choppy sideways price action or potentially a pullback in the short term. And so obviously this has been playing out over the last 1 to 2 days or so, and considering it's on the 12-hour time frame, not just like the 1 hour or the 2-hour chart, I do continue to expect this to continue to play out potentially over the next few days. And now it's worth pointing out that there is a possible hidden bullish divergence forming here on the 12-hour time frame, because as of right now, we do currently have higher lows in the price of ETH in the 12-hour candle closes, while also seeing lower lows in the 12-hour Ethereum RSI. And so once again, this is a possible hidden bullish divergence. And if this confirms with ideally 1 to 2 12-hour candle closes in the green again, which would actually cement this higher low in place in the price action, then in that case, that could potentially act as a signal to help invalidate this previous bearish divergence, because a hidden bullish divergence is basically a trend continuation pattern, meaning we could be about to continue that bullish trend. But it is also worth pointing out that a hidden bullish divergence, even if that further confirms, is often considered weaker than a regular divergence. And so even if that potential hidden bullish divergence actually confirms, the price of ETH could still be in a bit of danger in the shorter term at least, because if that hidden bullish divergence confirms and we end up seeing a bit more of a bounce to the upside before potentially experiencing another pullback, for example, then in that case, it's possible that a potential head and shoulders pattern could be forming here on the 6-hour time frame. Because as you can see here, we already have a left shoulder, the potential head, and now potentially forming the right shoulder for a head and shoulders pattern. But it is important to mention that as of right now, this pattern is not yet confirmed. It is not yet in play, because first of all, we have not yet even seen that right shoulder complete its formation phase. So first of all, we would need to see a continued bounce in the shorter term and then a pullback again back down towards around 1820. And then if that happens, we would need to see a confirmed break back below 1820 after forming a right shoulder in order to actually confirm this head and shoulders pattern, which is a bearish pattern. So obviously, as of right now, considering this is not yet active and not yet completed, it's just something to pay attention to while it does potentially continue to form, but not currently something to act on. And now, if you want to know how to make a lot of money very easily in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways like Bitcoin at the moment, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is either bullish or bearish using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from a choppy sideways price range. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.